What's poppin', everybody? It's me, Bernie, and we're back with the second video of the channel, which is gonna be our team builder versus the New Jersey Freedom Fighters and their coach Llewellyn Boy or Llewellyn Man. Pretty excited for this battle. This is my first ever draft game, and all the coaches in the league seem pretty excited to start everything off, and so am I. I'm gonna be using the standard showdown interface. You can already see all my picks, but I'm gonna in the team flag, of course, that you're seeing right now. But I'm gonna go over everything and explain why I picked that. And since this is a free draft, I think this will also I'll also explain why this mon and not any other mon, since I don't have a tiering restriction and everything. So hopefully this is informative, and let's get right into it. Let me get rid of this, and here we are. I have his team on the right here. And we can see here he has Charizard X, Cresselia, Gengar, Decidueye, Tornadus Incarnate, Landorus Incarnate, and this Landorus is a Sand Force because we allowed it as a lower um, tier Pokemon, quotation marks there, but it's a non-Sheer Force Lando. We then have Steelix, which is normal Steelix, Salamence, very dangerous, Manaphy, Ninetales, Alola, Necrozma, and Xurkitree. So right off the bat, you can look at his team. This man has Ninetales and a selection of some of the strongest setup mons in the entire game, which is very, very upsetting and annoying and worrisome, I would say, because this is not something that is easy to prep for, but I'm going to go over everything that I chose over here right now. So first of all, Pangoro. So I named Pangoro Xiaomei. I like the little panda in Full Metal Alchemist that everyone thinks is a cat. So that's it. It's a very angry panda. So Pangoro looks very angry. So this is it. Xiaomei. Yay, weeb names. Pangoro is pretty straightforward. I think what I'm bringing here is actually the standard Smogon set. Might as well be because this Pokemon has basically the same stat combination as Marshadow, which is a incredible type combo, which is dark and fighting. As a fighting type, you can deal with ghosts and psychic types, and as a dark type, you can deal with other dark types and steel types and rock types and well, I don't think this Pokemon warrants a lot of explanation, honestly. The reason I drew it is because I wanted to, and I did a good fighting type. And here it is. I'm gonna bring a standard choice band set. I was gonna initially bring a expert belt set because I actually can hit a lot of his Pokemon for super effective damage, but I think the choice band is overall more reliable in the sense that the step knockoff choice band dude that is not really something that you can switch in on at all. So I think this is a pretty good choice. So we're going with Xiaomei directly in the first team slot. This is the order that I decided to bring these mons against him. So here we have Mustang. So Mustang, and once again named after a Full Metal Alchemist character, Roy Mustang. This Moltres, I know for a lot of people it seems like a weird Pokemon, but Moltres is one of my recent discoveries. Shout out to my buddy Harris for introducing me to this powerhouse of Pokemon, and I've been using it nonstop since. And yeah, I'm bringing here Moltres, my Z Captain. So it's Z Moltres, Z Flyinium Z Moltres with Flame Body, which might seem like a underwhelming ability, but it's actually very, very good. I've had this activate multiple times, and even multiple times in one battle. It's a very good ability. So here we have Moltres, very basic set: Hurricane, Fire Blast, Roost, U-turn. I think this is going to be able to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish with this Pokemon, which is um, possibly getting a little bit of momentum, burning mons, and click flying MZ. You know, this is all. Pretty straightforward Moltres. I was gonna go with a modest natured Moltres, but I realized that modest Moltres cannot outspeed Xurkitree, non-scarf Xurkitree. It's impossible. So I went with the timid one, outspeeding Xurkitree by 1 point and investing the rest in HP. So it's pretty good, I think. Next we have Polter, Royal March. So Polter from Poltergeist, possesses thing around your house and messes up with your mind. So Polter here, we have a fully defensive Rotom, and the reason I have this is since my opponent has um, how do I say it? Charizard and Salamence are two of the most dangerous setup dragons in the game, and Rotom has a pretty good time defending against those mons because I resist the Earthquake, I resist the Flying moves, and I resist the Fire moves, leaving the Dragon moves, obviously very dangerous moves, out of the out of this equation and still able to hit me. But Rotom is very bulky, and I was really confident in bringing this, being able to rack up some damage. I have Pain Split, Defog as support moves since Rotom is a very solid defogger. It has a lot of bulk. It's pretty fast, and I think it can do a good job defogging hazards and possibly Aurora Veil away. Um, Pain Split, I was undecided about this last slot. I thought about bringing Foul Play. I thought about bringing Discharge. I thought about bringing screens like Reflect. I was going to bring Reflect only, so this would give me a another way of even reducing the effectiveness of the setup ones even further with Reflect and Reflect only. I wouldn't have brought Light Screen. So here, next we have Zygarde, so Udex Hydra, the Judge Hydra, the Serpent Judge. Um, so Zygarde, this set, I wasn't really sold on the set. This was thanks to a buddy of mine, Andrew, recommended me to bring this set, and I do agree that the Ichiberry Dragon Dance Zygarde has a lot of potential of cleaning up his team later in the game, but I wasn't really sold, but I brought it anyway. This is a very basic Zygarde, 3 attacks DD with an adamant nature, so you already know. 1000 arrows, outrade, absolutely broken combo. 1000 arrows being able to deal, outrade being able to deal with most things that would take 1000 arrows otherwise, except Tapu Bulu maybe. And extreme speed, one of the strongest priority moves in the game, being used to excellence. To its higher standard, I would say, by Zygarde here. So a pretty basic build. I didn't go too much in depth in the EVs and everything, but I think this is a pretty solid set to bring. So here's the start of my team. This is one of the Pokemon that I really wanted to draft since the beginning. So here we have it. It's Cutie Pie, if you can tell, the DNC, Mega DNC. So what I'm bringing here is also a very standard set. I don't think DNC has any reason or even advantages to stray too far away from what you see here, except by the last move or maybe Earth Power. But yeah, this is a pretty basic set. I guess if you want to run a Calm Mind DNC, you can swap Diamond Storm for Power Jam to achieve better results once boosted. So yeah, here we have this Diamond Storm DNC with Moonblast, Earth Power, and Stealth Rock. So I thought to myself, I didn't have any other rockers on the team yet, so I would just put rocks here and have it be an offensive rocker, maybe on a switch, get the rocks up. Um, so yeah, pretty straightforward, I'd say. Like DNC, I'm picking this because while it's gonna have a lot of trouble dealing with certain mons on his team once they're boosted, even impossible to deal with them with DNC. I still have a more than favorable matchup against a lot of things on his team. Like honestly, Steelix gets 2 hit KO'd. If it doesn't have Sturdy, probably 1 hit KO'd. Salamence gets 1 hit KO'd. Ninetales gets one hit KO'd. Xurkitree, I think, gets 1 hit KO by Earth Power. The Decidueye doesn't get 1 hit KO, but Tornadus does get 1 hit KO, but it's faster than me, so it would be able to maybe use all-out pummeling or something like that. Gengar ties with Diancie and dies to Earth Power. Cresselia is one of the ones that would take multiple hits, and Charizard X dies to Diancie. So everything on his team dies. And I think this is very scary for him, but problem is he has screens, so that could very fast become a non-reality for sure. So here you have Diancie with Stealth Rocks, pretty straightforward, and I think it's gonna put in a lot of work. And last we have Soba, the Tangrowths, like soba noodles, like pasta, Japanese pasta. So I have Tangrowth here. I'm bringing the all-powerful Assault Vest set with a extremely straightforward spread. I really didn't want to play around with stats and everything. This Pokemon is here to do one thing and one thing only. It is to be a special wall and maybe eat a hit from Salamence if it was there, since the Salamence isn't the Z Captain. I'm pretty sure that Tangrowth can hit any hit from Salamence, even a +1 outrage, possibly. Possibly. But no, I don't know, but I would assume yes. So here with the Tangrowth, since a lot of my other Pokemon are bearing, I would say, sets that are pretty standard for the most part, and not really prepared for specific threats that could really be a problem to my team. I thought that with Tangrowth, I would try to cover that as much as I could. So what I brought here is Leaf Storm. So Leaf Storm is probably in my team the only solid, really solid answer that I have to Manaphy. Being able, because Tangrowth is able to eat a +3, so after Tailglow Ice Beam, 100% of the time, even after Rocks, I believe. Um, so I leave the Ice Beam, I knock him out 100% of the time after Rocks as well, with the Leaf Storm uninvested. So this is the reason I brought Leaf Storm as my only grass attacking move, unfortunately. But yeah, I have Hidden Power Ice, which is capable of doing a lot of damage to Salamence, and this was the only reason I brought this move, for Salamence only, because it's very, very scary. Um, Brick Break. I thought to myself I would bring Brick Break because in the eventuality that my Rotom died or I couldn't get in to get rid of the screens, I would sack my Tangrowth or try to try to break the screens in a turn. As soon as I found the opportunity, really. And knockoff, I don't think knockoff needs any explanation. It's one of the best moves in the game. It gets rid of every item that isn't a Z Crystal or a Mega Stone. Um, but yeah, I think this is a pretty good explanation. I went over every Pokemon. This is what I'm bringing for week 1, and really hope it's gonna be a good game. So I'll catch you all next time, and can't wait for the battle. Peace.